Hey, this is Parker back with another Atlanta real estate market update. It is almost October and we're already a full month into gorgeous fall weather. So what's going on with the market? Well, prices are actually holding very steady. Things have definitely slowed down, but nobody's in a panic. The market is much more balanced now. Almost everything my team has sold in the last couple of months has had just one or two offers, and it's sold very close to asking price. My last couple of sales have gone just under asking price, and that's kind of reflective of what we're seeing in the overall Atlanta market. Most homes are selling around 98% of list price. So we're not seeing any massive discounts on the current properties out there, but we're also not seeing people bidding up the way they were in the summer of 2021. As I said in my last update, I could see prices in Atlanta falling maybe 3 to 5% as the impact of these interest rate hikes work their way through the economy. But I don't see any huge discounts coming, certainly nothing in the 10 or 20% range. Now, an area you can say big right now is in fixer-uppers. There are many vacant fixer-uppers that have been sitting on the market 60, 90, sometimes 120 days looking for a buyer. These are people that put houses out there and thinking, oh, I'm going to grab a quick buck at top dollar because the market is insane. Well, that market was a year ago. So if you're interested in a fixer-upper, again, my wife is in design. She's got a great renovation crew, and we've got tons of resources we can offer you if you're interested in a fixer-upper. A few more thoughts on the current market. Number one, mortgage rates are not as bad as you think. Many buyers are now looking at 6.5% interest rates, which sounds scary until you look at the historical interest rates. My wife and I, when we bought our first home in 1997, we paid over 7% interest, and you can frankly talk to any baby boomer and they'll tell you about 12, 15% interest rates. So use that to kind of get some perspective on the current market. It's not as bad as you think. My second thought is that if you're making an offer on a house, you may want to consider asking for a rate buy down. It's always been traditional to ask for closing costs, but a rate buy down, what it does is the seller prepays a certain amount of mortgage and that gets you a lower interest rate. And what we're seeing is more and more sellers are offering this as an incentive to get their home sold. So the seller gets a faster sale and the buyer ends up with a lower interest rate. Win-win. My third thought is that even with prices staying relatively stable and interest rates having gone up, it's still much better to buy than to rent. You are simply not building any equity when you rent. If you pay, say, $1,600 a month, which is just about the minimum you're going to find anywhere in Atlanta, that's $20,000 a year. And that's $20,000 you could be using to build equity for yourself. Obviously, part of that is interest. Part of that is the principal, but again, you're still taking some of that money and creating a savings account for yourself. The interest rate on renting is always 100%. And let me hit you with another fact here. The average net worth of a homeowner is 40 times higher than the average net worth of somebody that rents. If you own a home, you're saving and building wealth for yourself. If you rent a home, you're saving and building wealth for someone else. As I said in my last market update, which you can watch here, or maybe it's there, I don't know. Atlanta has so many intrinsic qualities and the economy is so robust that I just don't see any big drop in housing prices. As I said earlier, I could easily see 3 to 5% just based on the rise in the interest rates, which really still haven't trickled through the market. But I see Atlanta maintaining a very stable home value, and certainly interest rates I don't think are going to go down anytime soon. So if you're thinking of making the move to Atlanta, now is a great time. Really, demand has really leveled off. Again, homes are seeing just one or two offers before they go under contract. So it's a much mellower market. It's much easier to navigate. There's not any panic or hysteria anymore, and frankly, I'm a lot happier. So if you're thinking of making the move to Atlanta, as always, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is in the box below. Love to talk to you. Thanks.